Oh, hello, Mary.
Good afternoon, Dr. Rossi.
How's your bursitis?
Much better, thank you, sir.
Good.
Mr. Peyton's waiting for you in his bedroom.
Fine, I'll take this.
Hello, Dr. Rossi.
Hello, Mrs. Van Lyden.
Mr. Peyton is fine.
Good, then I won't have to examine him, will I?
In fact, he's made of iron.
Aren't we all?
Dr. Rossi, why are you Martin Peyton's doctor?
Because he wanted it this way.
Yes, but you're such a big boy. You could have said no.
Well, he pleaded with me.
Surely you mean he insisted.
What's your point?
If you think that I'm responsible for Philip's death,
And I do.
and you think I'm some kind of evil spirit, why do you put yourself through this torture? You must be fighting all kinds of inner battles. Why don't you just sit in your office, look pompous? You could always assign somebody else to Martin Peyton's case. That way you wouldn't have to see me, or this house, or the master of this house. Everything would be calm and peaceful.
Thank you. Thank you for the advice.
You could save yourself so much wear and tear on your nerves. Don't try to persuade him to your point of view.
And if I do?
Nothing? I'm just saying...
You're threatening me, aren't you?
Oh, Dr. Rossi. You know you'll never convince him. He despises you for even hinting that I hurt Philip.
You know that for a fact.
Yes, I do.
Well, then, you have nothing to worry about, do you?
Dr. Rossi, I don't think that you're functioning in an ethical capacity in this home.
Really?
You're here to pour a few drops of water on the mountain, to erode it a little at a time, until finally there's nothing left. A few words of doubt. Oh, not enough to cause an argument, but just enough to confuse an old man's mind. Maybe she did have something to do with Philip's death. Maybe. Maybe. Until maybe becomes a conviction.
That's ridiculous.
Right?
Ridiculous.
It's true.
Mrs. Van Lyden, up to this moment, I've never used my position at all. Not since the first few days after you arrived, when I expressed my opinion at the top of my voice. Now, I've never had a lot of experience being crafty and the conniving type, which you seem to think I am. But it's an interesting idea. I'll start to work on Mr. Peyton, and I'll work on him to the best of my ability. And I guarantee you, I'll get results.
Scared you to death, huh, Eddie?
Yeah, you scared me.
Well, how come you didn't ask me to pull over?
Well, I knew you wouldn't let anything happen to your boss's car.
Never. Never. That's no sweat. You see, I bring the old man out here every day, and I know this road better than anybody.
Well, what do you bring him out here for?
He likes it, I guess.
Just riding around?
No, he gets out of the car and he walks down the road with his little old canes. Why the big interest, man?
Well, Martin Peyton's a big wheel.
What are you trying to promote, man?
Nothing, man.
Oh, come on, Eddie. We both know you're a big promoter. But now you keep off my turf because I've got a big investment in Mr. Martin Peyton. So you don't get any big ideas, right, Eddie?
Look, I like big, shiny cars, so hate me. Hey, you want to go for a real drive? You're getting back.
What do you mean?
Hop in there, Mr. Weber. It's about time you got the feel of what it's like to be wheeled around in this boat.
Oh, no, I don't think so, Eddie.
What's the matter? You afraid to drive in the boss's seat?
Oh, come on, Eddie, get off my back, would you?
Well, you can yell quit from the back seat just as well from the front. Come on, flunky. Live it up. Ready?
Ready? Get on your mark, you flunky. Get set. Get it on.
Just relax. I don't want to hurt you.
Positive about that? You plunge your needle into my arm, suck my blood, Peyton blood, and you tell me to relax.
I have to do a blood chemistry, Mr. Peyton. Your white count was up last week.
I insist upon layman's language.
Really? I thought you were a member of the profession.
Huh?
Well, your white blood cells...
Oh, who cares about them?
There we are. I'll get started on that right away. I'll call you tomorrow and let you know about
When tomorrow?
Well, before noon. Depending on the results, I may have to change your medication. We'll wait and see about that later. Now, you try and get some rest, will you?
Thank you, Philip. Huh. Well, that was a stupid mistake. I've been thinking about Philip Van Leyden quite a bit these days.
So have I.
Well, let me hear from you.
Mr. Peyton, Dr. Riley told me something very interesting about you and Dr. Van Leyden.
Oh, Dr. Riley.
He's a good man, and you know it. He was with you one night, about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, that's right. Yes, in Philip's laboratory.
That's right.
You know, I'd forgotten about Dr. Riley until now.
He said you had gotten some advice from 3 experts.
Experts?
To put your affairs in order. You tried to intimidate Dr. Van Leyden and coerce him, but he wouldn't buy any of it.
He was as arrogant as I. More arrogant in his way. But I needed his magic to go on living. I would have tolerated anything to have it.
Mr. Peyton, the point is, Dr. Van Leyden told you that your body was preparing itself for death. A process that could take as long as 3 months.
Can you imagine such gall? Such tactlessness? I've forgotten what I responded. I doubt if I said anything.
He gave you an alternative, didn't he?
Yes, a gamble. That I should become a guinea pig in his research project.
He administered the medication himself.
That's true.
Every 4 hours, 7 days a week.
For 3 months. How I hated him. I hated him, his needles, and his medicine. I hated him because my life was more important to him than it was to me. He knew it. We both knew it.
But thanks to his medicine, his strength, and his genius, you're able to sit here now. You even outlived him.
That's true.
Look, Mr. Peyton, Philip Van Leyden was the only human being you ever really respected, wasn't he?
Yes.
Then how? Knowing the circumstances of his death, how could you even consider marrying his widow?
I think I know the right thing to do about Philip Van Leyden's widow.
You're being deliberately blind.
Dr. Rossi, did you know that I was the last person Philip Van Leyden communicated with before his unfortunate death?
What'd you do, have a key made?
What difference does it make? I'm here.
Here for what?
I'm worried about you, Eddie.
Oh? Why?
You're not the man I remembered.
You want to know something? I put on exactly 3 pounds in the last 18 or 19 years.
Your nerves are raw, Eddie.
3 pounds? That's not bad.
The years haven't been kind.
No, not to me. Nor to you, my friend.
Take this boarding house. Somehow it's a symbol, isn't it? It tries to keep up appearances, but it's exhausted. No matter how hard it's scrubbed, no matter how often it's scrubbed, still exhausted.
Would you like to have me do a tap dance? I can still click my heels in midair.
You can't kid it away, Eddie. I remember when you were straight as a board, when everything you said had a snap to it.
And I can remember when you looked people in the eye. Yeah, time is cruel.
Some people change in the face. The flesh gets soft. It hangs. Others carry around a lifetime of self-indulgence. Their middles get fat, grotesque. Their bodies are pulled out of shape. But you, you've become sentimental.
About my daughter?
Anything else?
No.
Somehow you can be as hard and tough as necessary and still reserve one corner of your mind for sweet dreams about Rita.
That's right.
I don't believe you.
Get out!
That's what I want, anger.
Oh, you got it.
Takes a while to build a fire under you, doesn't it, Eddie? You've agreed to kill a man. The old Eddie Jacks would have done it by now. This Eddie Jacks needs pressure. A lot of it. And he's going to get it. Every day. Every day until the job is done.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
Talk to him. Keep him away from Eddie. To do something. I get the feeling there's more here, and you're just not talking.
Martin Peyton's getting married in 48 hours.
48 hours is a long time. Only takes a minute to die.
I want you to act now, alone.
Stephen, don't force me to beg you. You know what I was before I met you. Don't force me to